Oh, the devil. Oh, you. Whee! Watch out for that sneaky one, the Judas punch. Oh. Now, what we got today? We've got the Extreme Boom Pro outdoor wireless speaker made by DOSS. Now, it's funny, these names they come up with, isn't it? Because DOSS in the UK means a completely different thing. So I'll give you some examples. So like, if someone's lazy, or say, what's so-and-so doing? He's over there having a DOSS. It means he's just sitting there doing nothing, just looking at his phone, he's dossing around. So, or someone, where can I sleep tonight? Or you can doss down on the sofa. It means you can lie on the sofa, just doss down on the sofa. Or you must have heard Tyson Fury say, he's a big dosser. You getting it, you big dosser? So dosser means like a tramp, a vagrant, someone with no money, a bum. Okay, he's a dosser. Anyway, pass by the by. So now I want to review this today, but not just on its own. I want to compare it to over here, just to my right, to the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus. Now this is I thought it's a very decent Bluetooth speaker. It goes quite loud, a lot of bass. I mean, it's not hi-fi quality, but a really good outdoor Bluetooth speaker. I reviewed this a year or two back, maybe. Anyway, so I want to compare it to this directly. But before we do that, let's get this sucker out of the box. Okay, let's have a little look. Oh, right. What's that? Oh. Now I think this is the carry handle. And in there, we can see it has some instructions. Right, so let's have a look. Oh, a bit of tape there. It's not easy to get off.
Many unbearable hours later.
Okay, let's have a look at what we've got. Let's turn it on. Oh! And we do quite like these lights. I don't know if you can see it here. Got these lights here. You can change the setting of the lights to what you want. Whether it's fade in and out. Or they go around. So they got a couple of different settings. So I got the one with the orange. I did like the orange there. I thought that was pretty cool. Got some passive radiators on the side. It comes with a carry strap. So that clips onto there and there. So you can carry it on your shoulder. And comes with a USB-C cable, charging cable there. On the top, you've got your on-off button here. This is your volume, but it also acts as the forward track, before track. Play button and pause, that is. There's your lights. That's your Bluetooth, but it's also your bass boost as well. It turns red when you bass boost it. I think it flashes twice. And this is where you can connect it to another Extreme Boom Pro speaker. So you can have them in stereo or paired. On the back then, we've got this little thing here. Okay, what we got in here? So there we've got your DC in, USB, auxiliary and SD card. So you can actually put a USB or an mini SD card, or it says TF card, there's a mini SD, in there and play your music from that. So that's pretty cool. And I think you can go through the modes using this M button there. It's very well built, I have to say, really well built. I do like the look of it. Feels nice to hold. I like it. It's nice. So far, so good. Right, what I want to do now is just compare it to the Anker Soundcore Bluetooth speaker. So let's have a look at the tail of the tape. Okay, let's have a look at the tail of the tape. So wattage goes to the DOSS with 100 watts, 80 watts to the Motion Boom. The water resistance goes to Motion Boom, it's slightly better with IP67. IPX6 is pretty decent, but IPX67 is better. Battery, so the battery life, they both claim 20 hours playback time. However, it depends on the volume. So the DOSS has 10,400 milliamps and the Motion Boom is 13,400, so that's 3,000 more milliamps per hour. Now, what that means is that at the same volume, the Motion Boom Plus will play longer. Bass boost, they've both got bass boost. Motion Boom has bass up technology and they've got extra bass mode for the DOSS. Speaker sync, you can both sync them up to other speakers. You can stereo pair them, etc, etc. Auxiliary in, they both got auxiliary in. They both got Bluetooth 5.3 SBC AAC. SD card, the Motion Boom Plus doesn't have an SD card. What I've left off here though is they both have a USB in. Now here's a biggie. So the DOSS doesn't have an app, but the Motion Boom Plus does, and it's quite a decent app with a EQ on it, so you can make some changes with the EQ. The Motion Boom doesn't have any light modes. There's 6 modes on the DOSS. Charge time is 4.5 hours for the DOSS and 5.5 hours for the Motion Boom Plus, and that's probably because it's got a bigger a more powerful battery. And the current price is £129.99 for the DOSS and £139 for the Motion Boom Plus, and I think they're both on sale at the moment. So okay, when it comes to the tail of the tape, it's pretty even-ish, okay? Give or take here and there. But most importantly, how do they sound compared against each other? So I've done a sound test and they're just flat EQ. So there's no, I haven't boosted the bass or the treble or the mids or nothing, just flat EQ. So have a listen to this.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, on the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
So what do you think of that? Oh, now there's too many booms and pluses going on here and I'm getting confused with both speakers. So I'm going to call this one the Soundcore, this one the DOSS. Okay, he's having a DOSS. Right, so what did I think of them personally? Now remember, it was a flat EQ. I did have, both of them had their bass boost on. Now I found with the Soundcore, like the bass was insane on it, ridiculous, like sometimes a little bit too much, okay? Treble was okay, no problem, didn't really have much of an issue with that, but there's just no mids. The mids were completely so recessed that sometimes you could hardly hear guitars and voices, And a lot of the detail in the song is found in that mid-range. It's EQ'd when it's flat, it's EQ'd very U-shaped, okay? The mids are really recessed. Conversely, this was very different with the DOSS. So the DOSS is like, so the bass was okay. It's there. It's nowhere near as bassy as the Soundcore. And the treble was okay. Now the mids were quite forward. So you could pick up a lot in the mids, but the upper mid-range is too forward. And it became quite grating and fatiguing after listening to it for a few songs. I was like, oh, my ears weren't liking it at all. So what I did with the DOSS, now it doesn't have an app that you can use EQ, but my Amazon Music app does have an EQ on it. So I was able to dial it in a little bit, and I got it sounding pretty good. I have to say, I got it sounding pretty good. So I had to do it. I'll show a picture of it here. So I had to do it like almost like a U-shaped EQ. So I boosted the bass a little bit, kind of left the treble where it was, and brought their mids back a little bit, and it sounded pretty sweet. I thought, now the only issue with that is if your music app doesn't have an EQ on it, then you're a bit, I do think that the DOSS should look into getting an app for their speakers, just with an EQ, because if I want to use my Amazon Music app with something else, I've got to either adjust that EQ or turn it off every time I use something else. And when I come back, I have to, I could set that user setting for the DOSS. I suppose I could do that, but it's not really much of a pain in the ass, but it's just for you to be aware of. Now, with the Soundcore, it's got its own app and its own EQ. So I didn't really like their preset EQs on it. They're all right. I prefer to do it manually. So when you do it manually though, the bass boost doesn't work. Not that that really mattered. So what I did with this, and I'll put a picture of the EQ I did here, it's more of a W shape, kind of like that. So I boosted the bass a little bit, didn't really do that much with the treble, and I boosted the mids to bring that mid back in. So the voices were clearer, guitars, the instruments were a bit more clear in the upper mid range, and that worked really well. And I got this sounding very good as well. Okay. So with the EQ, I think it's a matter of taste. This even though this has got less watts than this sounded a bit more powerful. The Soundcore. I would say this is probably better for things like dance music, R&B, drum and bass. This would probably be better if it's EQ'd correctly. This would probably be better for like classical music, rock music possibly. I mean, if you wanted to get best of both worlds, you could have one on each shoulder, okay? Dance music on this one, and then classical music on this one. People around me would love it, wouldn't they? Yeah, like hell they would. So which one would I choose? Well, the thing is though, there's a few things to be aware of as well, a couple of other things. This is 1 kilogram heavier than this. So, and it is quite a bit heavier than the Soundcore. So if you're going to carry it around with your hand, you've got to be, it might, after a while, might be a bit heavy, but you've got that shoulder strap, so it shouldn't be an issue. I'd actually, with the orange, I actually prefer the look of the DOSS over that. That looks a bit drab and boring. This looks great, and the lights are fine. I do like the lights. They might annoy some people. You can turn them off, but I love the lighting. But I'd have to, if I had to choose one, I probably would choose the Soundcore. I think I just preferred the overall sound of it over the DOSS. And the DOSS needs to have an app. So DOSS needs to look at getting an app for their speakers. I think they're missing a trick there. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section, and I'll catch you in the next one.